What up, everybody? It's me, Tony Jacobson, author of Disable Your Disability and creator of this channel right here, hashtag OILife. Welcome. Thank you so much for checking out this video today. I'm going to talk about mindful movement today. All right. Before I get into it, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that right now and hit that little bell icon so you get notified every single time I put up a video or if I go live. Okay. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for coming back and checking out this video. All right. So let's get into it. Mindful movement. I got some notes right here on my phone, so I'm gonna just be looking over here if you don't mind. Anyway, mindful movement. What do I mean by that? I mean having consciousness around the way that we move. Now, this is super important. A lot of people tend to think that it's a lot of work, and it can be a lot of work, but it's something that I think is super important for us OIers because, I mean, straight up, we can avoid accidents if we think about our movement, if we have conscious movement, if we have mindful movement, if we actually think about our movements just as we're going throughout the day, we will avoid so many accidents. I've been able to do it. I've noticed there's been a lot of times now, over the past 6-7 years that I've been putting this practice into effect. I've had times where I know for a fact if I would have just been mindless and just moving, walking a certain way or leaning or pushing or doing certain movements, I probably would have hurt myself. And the fact that I've been able to really wrap my head around conscious movement and mindful movement, I've avoided having those accidents, and it's been just awesome. That's why I want to share this idea with you and encourage you to implement this in your own life. I know that we want to just kind of go about our day, not think about the OI, not think about our disability, and just kind of, do what we want to do, but truth be told, a lot of accidents happen that way. That's why accidents happen, because we're just kind of walking around and we don't look and we step on something wrong, or we, for those of us that are ambulatory, we walk or our foot steps on something and we twist an ankle, we break an ankle. There's so many things that we can avoid if we just have mindful movement. And this goes for people that for those of us that may use chairs, there's certain accidents that happen. So you lean over to grab something, but you hit your rib against something and you break a rib. I mean, it's something as simple as that, can be avoided if you just think mindfully and have some consciousness around your movement before you actually do it. And I think it's really important to think ahead and really kind of just start to implement this. Now, it's going to take a little bit of practice. At first, you're going to have to, consciously think about it. And again, it's going to feel overwhelming. It's going to feel like a lot. But eventually what happens is it just starts to be part of your normal life. It just becomes second nature. It just becomes a habit. And that's the awesome thing about it. That's what it's become for me now. One of the biggest things to think about is not to be afraid or embarrassed if you need to move a different way. So this goes for if you, if you're around other people and if you need to walk, take a different path than somebody else. I remember this being a big issue for me when I was younger. I had issues with stairs. I always would break a leg on stairs, not necessarily slipping or falling on stairs, but just not knowing how to navigate them too well. And my legs being so weak, I would always injure myself on stairs. And I remember being embarrassed when my friends, I'd be with my friends, we'd go somewhere and there'd be a stairway and they would just go up there, and then I didn't want to say, oh well, I'm going to take the elevator, I'm going to take this other route around here because it's safer for me. I would always feel embarrassed, oh, I can't say that because then they're going to make fun of me or they're going to think differently about me. But I'm here to tell you, all that stuff doesn't matter. What matters is that we don't get hurt. What matters is that we take care of ourselves. Doesn't matter what our friends think, our family thinks, or anybody else thinks. We got to make sure we take care of ourselves. So one of the ways to do that is to have consciousness around our movement, ask for what we need, do something different if we need to do it. So that's about it. Just make sure you are, starting to wrap your head around the movements that you make every single day. And again, don't let it overwhelm you. It's going to be a process. It takes some time to kind of form that habit of doing it, but eventually you'll see it just becomes second nature and you're going to avoid so many accidents and avoid having fractures, which is the point, right? We want to remain fracture free as much as possible. So Have you thought about this? I put the question out to you. Have you thought about this? Do you do this already? Are you conscious of your movements on a daily basis? Even those little movements that may cause an injury? Comment below. Let me know. Do you struggle with it? Comment. Again, this is a conversation, and I want to hear what you have to say about this. All right? So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Every single time you hit that like button, a bone heals. So go ahead and hit that like button right now. All right? We will see you next time. And until then, do you know what I'm going to say? I bet you do. Get out there, keep breaking barriers, not bones. Peace.